this was interesting. So Representative Frank Lucas, a Republican, western half of the state, we have a vaccine that can defeat this virus, and I appeal to every Oklahoman and American to join in our warlike effort to bring an end to the pandemic once and for all. This is in today's Tulsa World, which I think I can open. So, I've seen stuff out of him. I think Tom Cole has been out there saying some stuff. Saw a thing with Steve Scalise, who's usually a far-right kind of reactionary. Like, now they're starting to say, like, hey, guys, we're serious. And, to Stitt's credit, he did get this on camera and, made some to-do of it back in the day. But it does feel like they could go a lot harder, especially considering that the people who aren't getting it are kind of, their crowd in many cases. Or there's a lot of people who are still having access issues that we could meet where they are and help really relieve that. So, this is a op-ed from him. So, no corners were cut. Vaccine trials were large and public. So he's trying to address the concerns that people have, which is great. I mean, it's, better late than never, I suppose. But there is like a lot of disinformation for people, and that seems to be driving some of it. I mean, the logic of anti-vaccination though is really, I mean, for those of us that understand math or risk analysis or any of that, it is really tough, to to kind of accept people's hesitancy with the vaccine. I mean, vaccines are long tried and true tools that we have. I mean, people have been giving them out for many, many years. And even if this one's kind of a new way of doing it, it's still built on a technology that we have widely experimented with and understand very well the risks of, versus a novel coronavirus that kills like 10% of old people, So, and it's still, putting hundreds in the hospital even today with vaccines out there and better treatments and other stuff. So it's still like an aggressively dangerous disease. So just the idea that like you're willing to, get a aggressively dangerous, fast-spreading pandemic-borne disease versus get a very low-risk shot. I mean, it's that like almost 100% prevents it, but at worst case, just prevents you from getting very sick. It's very weird risk analysis. I will say that, obviously with elderly people, the vaccination rates are much, much, much higher. So clearly, they are doing the math. Because if you're over like 75, I think it's like if you get COVID, you have like a 1 in 3 chance of ending up in the hospital is what the numbers, after watching this tear through hundreds of countries and seeing it all over the world, we know now with a great degree of certainty what it does to different groups of people. And I get it, young people, children often end up fine, but there's long COVID. There's, the fact that young people interact with elderly people and you spread it, and, you just don't want to do that. So, yeah, it's just a really bad risk reward math going on this whole time with it. But now that we have a vaccine, it's like it's especially bad. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the older crowd. My mom tells stories about handing out the first polio vaccines, and we were even talking to our 6-year-old about it, in a way that hopefully rational, mature people do. It's like, my kid's never gonna get chickenpox. I had chickenpox. Every kid I knew had chickenpox. My kid will never have chickenpox. It's kind of weird to say that, but he has a vaccine, and so he doesn't ever have to worry about getting chickenpox. And I got it when I was 6, 7, 8, something like that. And I remember exactly where I was and how miserable it was. And just the fact that I can say to my kid, you have a very high probability of never experiencing that. I don't know. It's pretty fucking cool. So anyway, yeah. So Frank Lucas weighing in finally. Glad to see it.